Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths. I'm here doing other current reads and also my thrift store haul that I did today. For my current reads, I know I didn't do one last week, and I've been reading the same book for almost 2 weeks now. But I had finished the book at the day after I made my last video, like I said, and I'll leave a link to my review of the book down below. It's like I said, I do for my reviews. I always do them in my blog. And then I start, and I'm reading. I haven't made it too far into it so far. It's Into a Raging Blaze by Andreas Norman. It's translated into English by Ian Giles, and it takes place in Sweden. I'm still not really too far into it, so it's hard to explain what it is. It's like a diplomat in Sweden goes to like a working group in Brussels, something that goes on like every month or every other month, and she has to sit on like a committee or whatever, and during her lunch, Ben comes up to her. He spots her out and calls her by name and stuff, and he hands her a USB drive it has classified information that has some information of something that the European Union's working on that's not supposed to get out, and she just briefly looks at it, and it's like 400 pages, and she doesn't like that much, and she sends it off to the Justice Department in the European Union for them to handle. Next thing you know, they're coming down her neck and everything, and she's pretty much suspended from her job, and an investigation started. And that's all the further I've gotten in it. After that's done, I'll be reading the review copy of a book by, can't remember his last name or his first name. His last name is Sherlock. That's a pen name. Is it Ian or something like that, or Ian or Len? He messaged me one day on Goodreads, asking me if I'd read his book because he wanted somebody outside of the UK to read it and give him input. So I'll be reading that next, and then after those, my TBR is still A Clear and Present Danger by Tom Clancy. Which I read many years ago, like in the late 80s, early 90s. Then Duplicity by Newt Gingrich and Pete Early. And Along Came a Spider by James Patterson. And as usual, when I finish a book, I'll be I'll be writing a review in my blog there at World of Sleuths. As long as it's a mystery or thriller. I do have another blog where I do non-mystery or thriller books, and that And so now with my thrift store haul. Okay, my wife and I went to a thrift store today, Salvation Army. First of all, just telling you this, one of the reasons why I go to thrift stores is get books at thrift stores. They can get them for a fraction of the price of what you get them new, and you can find a lot of good books there, a lot of great books, and like some that might be out of print, or people read them and then just take them to the donate them to the thrift store after they're done reading them because they just don't have room on their shelves. Well, you can benefit from that. I've gotten books at thrift stores that look like they haven't even been read yet at times. Well, with that said, let me start showing you the books. First off is Frederick Forsyth, The Negotiator. And of course, I've read around all the stories in here. This is Sherlock Holmes, Great Cases. But I like Sherlock Holmes, so. Robin Cook, Fatal Cure. And a lot of these, J.A. Jance, Dismissed with Prejudice. And let me tell you, on these books, I did not go through all of the shelves today either, because these shelves, they had these shelves with the books on, just went all along one wall there in the store. And I decided, okay, and all the paperback or softcover books were 79 cents each. Okay, and the full top shelf for softcovers, the shelf loads softcover. But I told my wife I was just going to look on the top shelf. That's what all these are from. The next shelf down had quite a few too that I noticed that I could have pulled out. But and these are all like mysteries and thrillers here too. And there were like a lot of fantasies and stuff too there. Like I saw one real thick one, fantasy by Brandon Sanderson there on the shelf. Still look brand new. Or here's one that still looks new. This is Mortal Faults by Michael Prescott. Like, look at the spine even. Doesn't look broken or anything. And next one is Airframe by Michael Crichton. And what I do is I just go along. Sometimes I'll recognize an author's name, or sometimes I'll look at the title. If it looked interesting, I check on the back to look at the blurb, see what it's about. Some Mary Higgins Clark, The Cradle Will Fall. Of course, that one I could tell by the author's name. And of course, this one, with it being Tom Clancy's Op Center book, Into the Fire. This one was written by Dick Couch and George Galadorisi. The other one I knew by the author is this, and Robert Ludlum wrote to Gandolfo. Tony Hillerman, this Sinister Pig. And sometimes the covers just caught my eye too, which got me to pulling them. But this one is The Contract by Gerald Seymour. Scimitar SL2 by Patrick Robinson. Bad Business by Robert B. Parker. And and you can discover authors this way too, because with us, well, for 79 cents you can afford checking out authors without risking about big bucks. And Killing Red by Henry Perez. I have a few more left to show you. Another one by Tony Hellerman, Coyote Watts. Murder in High Places by Hugh Pentecost. Affirmed by John Grisham. And the last one is In Desperation by Rick Mofina. And when what I was saying, by a fraction of the cost, let me see if I can get it to focus in on the price that I paid for this book, or the price that this book so was the original asking price of this book was $9.99. I paid 79 cents for it. I paid not even 10% of the asking price for it. That's a big savings, and when you can't afford that much, that makes a big difference. So so that just shows you don't have to pay a big amount of money if you're willing to wait a while to read a book, not to buy it right away when it first comes out. Wait a while till people read it and take it to a thrift store, or you can check your libraries to see if you can check it out from there if you're in more of a hurry. But otherwise, check your used bookstores and thrift stores, and you can get them at good prices like that. Well, with that said, until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.